not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children.
Let me tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. Big ups to your dad, and I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
Oh, brothers, brother.
But I'm telling you, I did spend money on mobile games in the past. I admit it. That's how I know how addictive they can be. That's how I know how bad they are for people to get caught in that kind of addictive nature. I remember playing, and there was an event. The Hulk Hogan card was in it, right? It was a legendary old school back in the day 1980s Hulk Hogan card.
We've been hanging and banging, brother.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Keep spending.
If they ain't 6 stars, I don't wanna
Buy more.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Oh, play for 2 more hours. You ran out. Buy more.
If it ain't 6 stars,
Keep spending.
if it ain't 6 stars, I don't want it. All these pools, yeah, I'm about to bust. Spending all my money on these Hogans like I'm Elon Musk.
Ridiculous amounts of money. I know it was. It was probably hundreds of dollars for this event. I earned the car.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Keep spending. I earned the car.
If they ain't 6 stars, I don't wanna
Buy more.
spending all my money on this Hogan.
Oh, play for 2 more hours. You ran out. Buy more.
If it ain't 6 stars,
Keep spending.
if it ain't 6 stars, I don't want it.
I earned the card, right? I'm like proud of myself. Oh my God, I actually earned this card, and wow, it was very hard to do. I'm one of the few people in the game who even earned it. I think it was only like 20 people in the whole game who had the card or whatever. Okay? And I can tell you exactly what happened. Immediately after I earned that card, within 1 week, they announced we're rebooting the game. The card is now going to essentially be way reduced in value.
We've been hanging and banging.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer?
Hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. Team Insider, the legend, Fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Speak to the Dead, psychological style host, Meerkat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
best.
Hello, everyone. We are here. That being said, the Sunday show coming at you here. And as always, I've surrounded myself with various droves of legends all around me here, which I have to introduce now. Hope you enjoyed the intro, by the way. That was all Sam's doing. That intro is very fire. I agree with everyone in there. That was an awesome intro. That is all Sam's work. Thanks so much, Sam. You might have noticed there was no music earlier in the stream. That's not my fault, though. So fuck everyone. That was my fault. Assholes. Douchebags, mouth droolers, every adjective I can think of. That was not my fault, but Sam did make that intro. That was pretty fucking awesome. So that's our new intro. Enjoy it. Thank you. That was awesome. Good job, Sam. Let's introduce you first, I guess. Wizard of Oz style, dentist style host. Sam, how you feeling?
Right. Yeah.
How long? Please let everyone know about some behind the scenes style information about the intro. What were you thinking? How long did it take? Come on, give us some juicy stuff there about that.
Not that long, really. Not that long. Do you know what though? In true Sam style, it's not quite there. I don't think.
Oh,
I think you'll see it change every week. Maybe that thing that I've been asking for. That being said, clips. I want to add to it.
Yeah. That was pretty good, though, man. That's awesome. But let's get to our logical style, cerebral style host, Steve of the Dead. How you feeling, my friend?
Hello.
Stealing Sam's bit here. Classic.
Could do meerkats if you. Hello there, brother.
Yeah, we all have this switch. Hello there, brother. Anyway, let's get to as you can see, Meerkat's not here. Wasn't feeling good of the week. Hopefully he's feeling better. We'll get him back here soon. Prayer hands for Meerkat in chat, of course. I know he had a busy week at work and stuff, so you know how that goes, boys. Real work is more important than all this nonsense we're doing here. But we do want to get to a few business style things, schedule style things, just one schedule style thing. We won't go through all of it. But next week, come hell or high water, next Sunday, we are going to do our 2,000 subscriber special, which will involve a game show where we are going to be into contestants in some form. Not sure exactly how the form is going to be, but next week on Sunday, we are going to be the contestants and some other legend will be the host of the show, and they'll be asking us the questions. It's going to be next Sunday, 2,000 subscriber special. Stay tuned for that. Then, because if I open the calendar here, the next Sunday is actually Christmas Day. So we're not going to do a show Christmas Day, but we are going to do a show on the 22nd, which is going to be our Christmas special, in which you can pay us $4,000 to take a shot. That's going to be awesome. We have a lot of fun, themed drinks to get, Tanqueray gin, of course. We got Santa's ball sack sweat, reindeer's cum shot drinks. It's going to be crazy. $4,000 for each shot there. Can't wait to see you there. But in all seriousness, though, Christmas special is going to be hype. We're going to be doing a tier list of some kind. I want to kind of wait and leave some up to the imagination here, get the hype going. Our special guest will be Darksea DePhil, and he's going to be premiering during this Christmas special, my friends, a video for you involving all his artwork, of course. So that's going to be hype. That's on the 22nd, of course. And I didn't say it, but of course, the call-in show is going to happen as usual for each of those weeks. But that is it for the schedule. All different forms I'm not going to send out. The Braille version, the smoke signal version, fuck all that. If you didn't get it there, you're fucked. So next week's going to be 2,000 subscriber special. The 22nd is going to be our Christmas special. And we might be drinking, doing some nonsense. We don't know. We didn't settle the details. But yeah, it's going to be fun Christmas special on the 22nd. Okay, business style stuff gone. Let's get down to business. And this week was kind of the week of nothing really explosive or huge happened, I don't think, but a lot of small things that we want to talk about. So let's kind of go through the topics in somewhat chronological order, the small kind of fun things they talked about. Let's talk about first, though, what happened. It seems like a long time ago, but I know we all have some comments about this. When Phil was asked about Christmas presents, and Phil, of course, said for some reason that he's 40 years old. He doesn't get Christmas presents. Steve, you want to handle this one? This was funny for me. But...
I think he was asked, wasn't he? Would you open presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? And
yes.
Some people do. Some people open a present or two Christmas Eve, like the moment it turns midnight, and then you open a present.
Yeah,
and then you go to bed, and then when you wake up, proper Christmas Day. But some people do. So asking him is not that weird a thing. It's it's fine if you do that. And you're like, oh, I wonder if Phil does that as well. But his response was, what presents? I don't have presents anymore. I'm 40.
And he said it so condescendingly, like, what presents? You know, like, how
Yeah.
dare you ask me that?
Yeah, he did it. It's one of those moments where, in revealing something that he feels is normal, he portrays himself as incredibly abnormal.
Yes.
Because he was so taken aback by the idea that you might have presents to open on Christmas that he was like, what do you mean? Christmas presents on Christmas? I don't have presents. And he was like, anybody else watching that must have been like, wait, you don't have presents on Christmas? What?
Yeah.
The idea
like,
that, you know, you don't get presents off your mum or dad, you don't get presents for them, you know, it's like.
and he was like 40 years old. It's like the cutoff. Like 40 years
Yeah.
old. What are you crazy? What, you guys problems? I'm 40 years old. Like, what the hell is that? I get why he's doing it. We all know why he's doing it, for the pity bucks, right? Like, oh God, I can't afford presents. What are you, crazy? But then it's like just abnormal, right? It's a normal part of Christmas. Sam, I know you're not quite 40, but you're, you know, up getting closer.
Getting up there.
Right? Yeah. Don't you still enjoy some presents from some of your family? I don't know. Am I that crazy here?
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone, everyone except Phil, apparently, it has that kind of, you know, there's that little twinge of excitement about it, isn't there? And, you know, and keeping that kind of, especially, you know, having kids as well, it does change things. But yeah, you do look forward to it. But as well, you know, thinking of like my parents who now obviously their kids have moved out, they're still giving presents to each other. Okay, you're not got like piles and piles sat there around the tree every year, you know, but it still fucking happens, you know. It's just what you do. And yeah, to say that you've reached some age where it's no longer the done thing is, you know, a bit. Come on. But have they also said that they've got like one? He has since said that he's got like one thing or something, hasn't he? And you know, she'll give him his.
Yeah, as usual, just say we'd have proof he just lies. You know, it's like I don't get presents, and then that in the day off, you know, the great Phil's day off segment. He did say he did get her a present from Kohl's, which something she really wanted, and of course he has to say it's on sale. It was on sale, thank God. So I got it for her. It's just this pity party is so, you know, as usual, at every fucking thing. He can't say he buys anything without the qualifier of it was on sale, we really needed it, we were running low. But he doesn't think about the things he is buying. Like, for example, again, at some point you think this paper plate saga might end. But it never does. He still is proudly proclaiming, oh, I went to Costco, only got the things we need. Paper plates, paper bowls.
Don't forget the tissues and the muffins.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, those Costco muffins pretty shit hot.
Oh, damn right. I understand buying those, but paper plates are something that a family of 2 humans and 1 cat / son does not need, especially paper bowls. Why do you need paper bowls, man?
Paper bowls. Do you know what this is becoming? What were the 2 things that were the most like the biggest mysteries? Derek's one of them. There was something else, and I forget what it is. But now the paper plate thing's getting up there for me. I'm like, I need to know more.
Does he buy
about
like
this.
plastic cutlery as well to go with it?
Oh, he doesn't say it, but I wouldn't surprise me. Because dishwashers, well, no, you're saying dishwasher's broken. I understand that. It definitely is. But he always has done this. He's talking about paper bowls for years. Paper plates for years. Paper bowls, I think, is a new revelation. But come on. Why do you need paper bowls? How many paper bowls do you need? You
Well,
buy
for
2
like your
bowls
jelly
and
and ice
you're done.
cream, you know, when you're at the party, you go have jelly and ice cream with your paper bowls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the last time I seen a paper bowl. Was like my 10-year-old birthday party. You know, it's like, all right, guys, get the bowls out. That's it. And Yusaki's having fucking parties over there. He's having no one over there. He's having the Amazon delivery guy come over there. That's the end of the list. Let's talk about the people that have entered his household in the last 4 years. Amazon delivery guy, end of list. Can you think of anyone else? Maybe the Comcast cable guy? I don't know.
The DoorDash, people sort of step over the they
don't quite enter the threshold.
No,
The threshold.
threshold. Yeah, that's it.
They stand before the gate of the. Hello, excuse me. That's a good commercial, cartoon idea. You know, it's like the Beauty and the Beast castle is there. You know, like a huge gate. Yes, what are you here for? I'm here. I'm the DoorDash guy. Leave it there, peon. Oh, or should I say, ching chang chong, as I see you are Asian.
We're doing this again.
That's what I'm not doing that again. Not gonna get into that. I could do that all day. I've seen too much of that though. I think I need to stop with the ching chang chong stuff because I've seen so much of it. Now I'm starting to say it. When I know it's funny because I'm making fun of Phil, but not everyone, like my wife. She doesn't know that all the time, so it's kind of getting a little. I'm entering a bad place of saying ching chang chong too much when I think it's funny, so I got to stop that. That's my promise to everyone out there. Put your hands, please. I won't say ching chang chong anymore.
But like, how would your wife react if you were on stream saying, "By the way, I did get her a present, but I got it really cheap"?
I know. Yeah, great point. Hey, you, I got your present on sale. Thank fuck for that.
Yeah. Oh, the cost is a tenner. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. By the way, we're going to Burger King again. Sushi, get the hell out of here. Costco sushi.
Yeah, because where did he go?
Yeah.
Like he went to Costco. He went to presumably the pet store. He said he went to about 4 places on his day off, didn't he?
Oh god,
I think,
yeah.
Wasn't like Walmart. What? No, it wouldn't have been Walmart, would it?
No, one of them was
Whoa,
like a
go
World
over.
Foods thing.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, the international shop.
So where did he go to get this present? You know, like which?
Oh, Kohl's. He said
What's
Kohl's.
Kohl's?
It's kind of like
What is Kohl's?
Kohl's is an American style story I can share. Kohl's is kind of a, I don't know how to say it. It's not like a nice place, but it's like a place for in my mind, older people, and I know I'm older too, but older people go there for clothes, and it's like just a clothes store that like old people go to. In my mind, right? I can't say I've been there in years, but Kohl's is mainly a clothing store. And also, Phil was happy to share he picked up slippers, guys, in case you know. And he made a point to say, I wear things until they fall apart, guys. Come on.
We got that again.
Shut the fuck up.
Speaking of footwear, he also said, which I'm sure we're going to get to at some point, that he doesn't wear socks. He wears, in his office, he's barefoot. Imagine the smell. We know he doesn't shower regularly. If you're walking around the house barefoot, you know, all the shit, the dust and the dirt you're going to pick up on the soles of your feet. And then you're sitting there in your office and you don't, the smell. Oh, it must just be awful.
I know. You're so proud of that, too. Oh, this, by the way, Steve, you're leaking into another topic. I definitely want to hit on.
Yeah, apologies.
Which is the, someone asked about his wardrobe, and actually the question was, can you dress nicer on your streams? Kind of a aggressive style question, you know, very aggressive style. And then Phil, of course, a normal person. Hey, Sam, can you dress nicer on your streams? You might say, yes, I can because this, or no, I don't because this. Phil goes into 10 minutes. That's the start of a 10-minute odyssey of an explanation, starting with, of course, the purpose of dress codes. Business major, he has to talk about it, right? So he goes through why safety is the main reason that you have a dress code. Also, if you're a business style person, you have business style doing big deals or something. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but the main thread through this was, I'm just a normal guy, so I dress normally. And of course, like Steve said, I'm barefoot most days. I'm completely barefoot, which was just something we don't have to visualize.
I know, it's disgusting. It's just something about his feet gross me out. So, ugh.
Yeah.
Like anybody else, you would go, well, I dress like this because I'm most comfortable like this. That's it. That's all you need. But instead, we get the potted history of uniforms throughout the ages.
Yeah.
Wild. I just go, no, I'm fine. I'm comfortable the way I dress. We all know it's because he literally does get out of bed, throw on a shirt, and then he's in stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, and he's no counter for that. So instead, you're like, well, let me tell you about why businesses actually make you wear a suit and tie.
He goes through all these examples.
Yeah, the justification he gave was so bizarre as well, because it's like he said about how he's like just this normal guy, and it's like, and obviously he ended it by saying, I don't give a shit, which basically sums him up. But yeah, like normal guys still go and have a shower and put on clean clothes and yes,
Yeah.
jeans, Phil. You know, this isn't you know, putting on a pair of jeans isn't a special occasion thing. You know, it should be every day, especially if this is your job.
I notice you've got jeans on, Sam.
I have got jeans on, yes, just to make everyone aware. Got my jeans on.
Special jeans that you wear once a week, or pretty much every day?
Streaming jeans, yeah.
Sunday show jeans.
Mhm.
But it's like the whole point of it is like it's not about, you know, needing a dress code for health and safety reasons or for, you know, to be looking smart. It's just looking like decent, like, you know, you're not a slob. Basically, it's like caring about yourself. If you don't care about yourself, you're not going to care about anything else. So just like shower before a stream. That's wild to me. That
it's like it's like he's going out of his way to be at level 1, isn't it? At this point, it's like, you know, like, and sort of being proud of it as well. It's hard to put into words how bizarre it is.
It's totally normal to wear what he's wearing, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, what he's wearing is like, a lot of people do that. But if that's what you want to do, I mean, he could dress nicer, of course. But if he doesn't want to, that's cool. But just be proud of it. And don't have to explain it for 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying is what's most strange about it. A lot of people would look just like him on Twitch. But they don't, when someone asks them what they're wearing, they say, fuck you, this is what I want to wear. Get the hell out of here. And that's the end of the story. It's not
once again, it's an example where he's making a fairly reasonable point, but the way he does it is just so obnoxious, and he's such an abrasive person that you want to disagree with him. Like, I'm wearing tracky bottoms now, but it's because they're comfortable, and I've also got a hot water bottle down my back. So, you know, they're comfortable. I've got like regular clothes as well. I've got other jeans and pants and things, but you know, right now I'm wearing this because it's comfortable. And most people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But it's like, right, well, let me tell you, first thing you need to know is if you've got a long sleeve shirt and you're working on a machinery line or something like that, and your arm gets caught and the sleeve gets caught, whoosh, that's it, you've lost your arm. Mate, just say this is what you're comfortable in.
He has to go to the lengths of, like, you know, workplace safety. You know, it's like, come on, man.
And
just
what
say
was
you
the
want
other
to wear
thing
what you wear.
about wearing like a business suit? And if I was working for, well, he says FBI, and then he corrects himself and
Men in
says,
Black.
he says Men in Black, Secret Service.
Equal seriousness there. Men in Black, FBI, equal importance to the world, I'm sure. You know?
It's just another one of them where he's just grabbing at like whatever he can think of to convolute the, you know, and distract from the you know, the kind of the point that's being made is, dude, you look like, you know, you haven't showered because you haven't showered, basically. And you know,
well, he already told us he does not do that. It's not an everyday thing, guys. It's not an everyday thing. He has certain shower days, and that's just a thing he's thrown off that I think he thinks is normal. This is another one of those things that he thinks is normal, I guess. Why would you say it then if you didn't think it was normal?
He seems proud of it in a way.
Saving
me
water,
shower day today, you know. Yeah.
Had a nice seat on my shower bench there for my bag.
oh yeah, that was the other thing as well. He said about the workplace safety and said about the bubbles, and he goes, "Oh, I do have my protective eye, whatever it was, you know, eye protection."
Yeah.
Got me gunner glasses.
Gunner glasses. Fucking glasses. Gunner glasses. And he's so proud, you know. Oh, I got my gunner glasses here. Like that laugh. But anyways, that's the end of that nonsense. I think he pig-splained PJ Pants, which in the end, let's think about, don't lose sight, guys. What was he doing? He was explaining why he wears PJ Pants every day. That's it. That's where it started. Not that deep. Thanks, Moist. This is not that deep. I mean, let's get real. Not that fucking deep.
Speaking of moist, we are having an
ahead.
increase. We have an uptick in begging, and it is now becoming a bit more. Unrecorded begging segments are becoming more and more common, and you know, we are definitely at the look, guys. If you like, I'm not, you know, I'm just stating facts. I'm not begging. I'm just stating facts. You know, support is slow for this stream, and it's been very salty with Call of Duty, especially. Been quite salty.
Yes, that
if you want to keep seeing it, you know, you need to support.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's like putting the game on, you know, it's up to you guys if you want to play it. And he's so happy to show how disgusted he is with this game. Like, do you see why this is not a good game, everybody? What streamer on the in the world is playing a game that fans enjoy is going to say that? You see why this is a bad game, everybody? But you guys keep wanting me to play it, so I'll keep playing it. You know, that's not how you handle that interaction, right? No streamer on earth handles it like that because they want the fans to have a good fucking time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're there to watch that game and they want to enjoy the game. It's like, if you got, I guess you guys like this, you dumb fucks. That's what he's basically saying. You know what I'm saying? The feeling, right? He's not actually saying that. You know what I'm saying?
You guys wanted me to play this, and now you don't like me sitting in a bathroom for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why aren't you supporting it? Fucking play the game.
Yeah.
Actually play. I'm learning to play. I'm learning the map. Just sat in a bathroom waiting. Looking out of a window every now and then. Go,
Mood, great one. Call of toilet. That's a better example. What do you? Oh my god! I'm trying to figure out how to make this into a short. But guys, did you see last week that one death? The unlong I want to make is about him getting hit by that truck. And his first excuse was, that didn't touch me. Then the replay comes around. It did touch him. He's like, oh, okay. I didn't. It turned weirdly. And then he has to go like back and back and back in his excuse because it started out with, it didn't hit me. Okay. I didn't know it could hit me. Oh, wow. I didn't know it'd take all that damage. Like he has to like make up different excuses each time a new replay is shown, which I found really amazing. Did you guys see that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Is it recent?
Yeah,
I'm sure I've seen this before, where somebody else has run over him. I think it might have been PlayerUnknown's, but I'm sure I've seen it like a Warzone sort of game where he got run over and he was really angry that he could get run over. Basically, he killed him.
Oh, yeah, that was a super old one. I think you're talking about the original Battle Royale stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that. The car just rans the fuck over him. I didn't know you could do that. And the guy that begs for realism during games too, you know?
Yeah. He's got a very weird thing about like knowing stuff, hasn't he? And I guess absolving himself of all the blame, I guess, is what it is. But it's like, again, go back to his MGS playthroughs. One of them is like, I remember something happening and him figuring something finally out and him going, all right, I know that now, you know? And it's like, just the way he says it is like, he always has to kind of, I don't know. It's just hard to put into words, but it's just the way he says it is like as though he's sort of blaming the game for not telling him sooner, even though it did. You know, it's just it's an odd one with him.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, DJ, if you can send me that link, I know DJ Runo did actually make a nice highlight of that. Yeah, it grazed him. You're right, guys. Yeah, it just grazed me. Cars grazing you aren't fun. That's usually it'll kill you. And for Mr. Realism DSP, who has highest frames ever, and also the mechanics of every game have to be real. You know, like oh my god, my axe would so break that glass. It's like it's a video game.
Exactly.
Mr. Retro.
So
shut
what
the
you
fuck
want?
Up.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you? Just you want like bullets to kill him like in one shot and stuff like that.
Yeah, you really want to have that happen? So one single bullet, game over. You know, I pumped him full of bullets. Go ahead, Steve. Though, yeah.
Just quickly, a shout out to the Cat Belly whose comment: Dave and car accidents are inextricably linked.
yeah. That was one of our favorite moments, though, for sure. But you know what it is, guys? That's another thing you can blame, right? So anything you can blame is good. So not knowing something is now a valid excuse for dying in a video game. You know, and he has to come up with a valid excuse in his mind, and that has for some reason entered the valid excuse hopper that he pulls from whenever he dies in a game. You know, he just like shakes it up. All right, we're gonna do today. Just died. Pull it out of the hat. Developers suck. Good one. Next.
The valid excuse 8 ball.
Yeah.
Why did I die then?
Shake
game
it up.
glitched.
Game glitch. The game is too realistic. The game is not realistic enough. I don't know that.
Behind you.
Spawned out of my ass. That's
Connection hazy. Try again later.
My eyes are hurting. I didn't have the gunner glasses on. I was a little disheartened.
Yeah. It always kind of, it may sound slightly different every time, but it always looks the same. It's always, what? You know, it's always exactly that.
My favourite's the Call of Duty one. The Call of Duty one that happened recently where he was shooting someone and he managed to get off some hits, but they were wearing armour. So they managed to get behind him and finish him off. And he was like, what? This is what happened. And then, you know, he's mad at that moment. And then later on, he's still mad about it. And then by the time he gets to the daily wrap, he's got like the whole thing written out in his head about the process that happened because the player jumped, which caused the auto aim to shift him up like that. And that's why he missed.
Like, don't you wonder, like, because Phil, let's be real, he did legitimately get good enough at fighting games. He beat some top level players. Yeah, he got to a real point. So I wonder what his mindset was back then, right? Was he couldn't have been like he was now, where everything's an excuse for dying, because he had the drive to practice enough to get good. You know, I'm not saying he obviously wasn't one of the top, but he was better than average. Even Jaha said that, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wonder if his mindset at that point was different than it is now, basically. I'm sure it had to be, right? Because if you have the mindset you have right now, you don't practice because nothing's your fault. I'm playing great. This game, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Steve? Like, it's got to be that something. He has to have something to blame. So how can you want to improve if you always have something to blame, right?
I see where you're coming from. But at the same time, this is the period in his life where he gets given the King of Hate moniker. So I feel like
that's true.
That external locus is always there. The need to just grab at any excuse that's not your fault, that's not you got outplayed, that's not you weren't paying attention, you know, anything like that was still there. But obviously when you're playing against another human sat next to them, it's very different from playing like a Warzone sort of game over the internet, separated by distance. You know, it's very different. But I feel like he's probably always there. He's always had that. But again, at the same time, this is where he's mainly socializing. This is what he's doing. So he probably has the drive in that respect. He's, you know, hanging out with a lot of people, playing a lot of Street Fighter. He's young and he's like, yeah, this is pretty fun. I'm enjoying myself. Yeah. He's not been kicked out of the community yet. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And plus, obviously, he hadn't started doing the content creation and the streaming yet. So that was all, I guess that was all he knew, wasn't it? As well, was just, you know, this is how I'm going to become prominent, and that was the only sort of goal at the end of it all, wasn't it? Was just getting better at that, to become more popular, I guess. Whereas you know, once the internet, you know, once YouTube and then later streaming happened, he's got other focuses, hasn't he? He's just kind of, you know, this is how I'm going to make money now, and obviously the fighting games took a back seat eventually.
Yeah.
A lot of that is down to his back, though. I've been doing some work going back through PIGGY. His back has dominated a lot of, like, well, I can't go to this tournament because my back and the driving and the distance, which is fair enough. You know, from my perspective, it's fair enough. But also, Hurricane Sandy really did a number on his back. That was a major cause of it being inflamed. And I could save that run for something else.
So a hurricane caused back pain?
Yeah. He said he was doing all right, and then there was something about Hurricane Sandy. Maybe it was, he said there was no power, so he had to sit in the car a lot to stay warm. And it was that did it. It made his back worse.
Oh, okay.
It stopped him going to tournaments and things like that.
Okay, that's maybe a good rewind information there. That's interesting. Yeah, out in the car, that's Connecticut condo. I guess we're talking about Connecticut time, right?
Yeah. Back then.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Do want to shout out Nate Rivers here with the starting off the positivity here. My favorite is him complaining about Callisto Protocol getting dumped on like he has any room to talk. Yeah. We're going to talk about that too, but just to get into it now, I guess. Callisto Protocol was a game that fucking most people had negative thoughts about in the beginning, and they had some people had fantastically explained reasons why they didn't like the game. But Phil is now in this kick of having to go be the contrarian of everything because he think that makes what he says more important, what more people are going to listen to what he says. It comes from a place of a disingenuousness. I can promise that, right? Because it just sounds like it's this thing now is everyone likes this thing. Okay, well, I like this thing. Everyone thinks this. I don't think that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I get. Yeah. But
again, always there. Everybody else uses a green screen. I'm not going to use a green screen. Everybody else uses direct capture. I'm not going to use direct capture. Everybody else play Minecraft. I want to play Minecraft. It's always elements of it. But I think it's getting worse now, definitely. He's got so little else to go on in his life that's really all he's any good at now.
Yeah, it's always good at his. Yeah, he can talk more when he doesn't agree. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Because that's what he needs, guys, is to fill this fucking time. Go ahead, Sam.
I was going to say basically that. Yeah, do you think it's to try and stir up a little bit of? I mean, I doubt he's doing it consciously. I doubt he's going into this thinking I'm going to say the opposite to what everyone else is saying to stir up, to make. But I feel like it's subconscious. Just to get a reaction, to get into, like you say, have something to talk about, where he gets to shit on other people, basically.
Yeah, that's his favorite thing to do in the fucking world, is make fun of people, right? Or punching down. Or I don't know if he's punching up now. I don't fucking know. He thinks everything is punching up, even though he's quick to bring up, like this week, he even made fun of, what's his name? Review Tech out of nowhere. Like, nothing to do with Review Tech going on, but he still says a Review Tech joke. And when Review Tech brings him up, what happens? 14-page emails. Back to, you know the meaning of the season, motherfucker. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? This guy's ridiculous. All he wants to do is make shit happen, because he does not have any content on his own. We all know this. What's the content? Playing Warzone like the worst player of all time, sitting in the bathroom. And this is meaningful because we get to talk more. His chat's talking about what the fuck knows. Derek's giving Pixar quotes 3 times in a row until Phil's like, yeah, okay. Thanks, Derek. It's just awkward. Like, who wants to be here? I always say that every time, but he has nowhere else to fill the time with his real content, so he has to be talking about something. And I guess he thinks being a contrarian is more interested than actually talking about, agreeing with the crowd. That seems to be a very popular opinion. I don't know.
I'm wondering if, like, at that point, because again, he's sat there playing, looks at his chat, and they're talking about something else. Can you imagine if you're talking about, like, the World Cup? Because they've just picked Big Go World Cup, and they're all like, oh, I know nothing about the World Cup. I don't know anything about the World Cup. No, I don't care about the World Cup. The World Cup's happening. I don't care. You're like, well, how are you going to, like, encourage your chat to be interactive during these periods where you're sat on your ass waiting for somebody to drive past the bathroom window?
Yeah.
If you're not like engaging with what they're engaging with, or like at least keeping an eye and an ear out for like current events.
Yeah, that's what I've said. Like I said before, those are the moments where I feel like if he wanted his content to be meaningful, that is how he could do it, is by doing that thing on top of what he's current, the primary thing he's doing is by talking about stuff while other things are happening. But he just he's not able to do that, or he absolutely opposes doing that. Like you say, he could be talking about the World Cup while he's sat in the bathroom, and then that's something you could then thinking, as his manager, ALT, could be that's a bit that he could then clip and put out as a short, or that kind of stuff. That kind of secondary revenue stream that we've talked about before, just as an idea. But yeah, he's just oddly. He just won't allow any sort of outside talking points to come into his own stuff unless it's somehow about him or he can make it about him.
Oh yeah, God, that's the worst fucking pause we get in those React events. Is like it'll be let's say a Sears commercial, which is a department store in America. Came on that fucking React stream. He has to pause it. Okay, here's my history with Sears. It's like, that's not how it's supposed to go, man. Every fucking thing doesn't need how it matters to you, But that's what he thinks is valuable, I guess. Oh, he said a classic line too. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, this classic line. Okay, we're jumping around like fucks here today, but I don't care. There's so much shit to get to.
It's gonna happen today. I think.
The thumbnail was Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, because it just was so perfect. That one stream, guys, when he went to, he did not create the Let's Play, but he said the words of, I made popular the improv Let's Play. He made that popular. That was his work, right? Is to make that a popular thing. So he's not, he admits he might not be the first person to do it, but he's the one that made that popular now, is the change to his narrative. And also, he's actually one of the people that innovated people eating food on camera, right? Even though no one wants to say that, he's one of the people that innovated that as well. Now, so we have 2 new strong claims to DSP being in the internet history books there. That was something. Something.
Did he claim I created the word playthrough? Wasn't that
Yeah,
another one?
Yeah. So the playthrough was, he never wanted to say let's play, right? He never wanted to say let's play. That's one thing. For some reason, I don't do that. It's a playthrough, and it's the improv style playthrough he does. And he did, yeah, you're right, Super Vandal. He did manage to get the helicopter job story into his stream last night.
Oh God, again? Why?
Because he did like an hour of Q&A. That's what else can he do? And that of course comes out, and he talks about, oh my God, he talks about the bullshit again. I was the best fucking employee they ever had. They spent $3 million to get me to a new position. They didn't pay him more for that new position, by the way. And he's proud of this too. So he had a job, just in case you don't hear the story. He had his normal customer service job at the helicopter company. Okay, so there's a problem. It goes to DSP's desk. He takes care of it. He was doing that position so well, they said, okay, well, we want you to do this job too. And we'll train you for this job. And they don't pay him for that one, though. But he still did it. And he is like, that's a moment of pride for him for some reason. I don't know why. But he's like, I was doing 2 people's jobs now. Still getting paid the same. And then they laid him off. But he was the best employee, but they still laid him off. So unfortunately, we don't get any of the real story about, daddy getting laid off and stuff. He was working 80-hour weeks. Yeah. All that stuff. He redesigned a whole system. He stopped just short of saying he invented the helicopter. He didn't say that. That's exaggeration. That's exaggeration. But it's like, that's the proud story. This helicopter story. He got laid off. He was the most fucking important person in the business, it sounds like. But then they laid him off. But anyways, we get that story again. That's a once-a-week story now. I should keep track of how many times we get that. He mentions the helicopter. Yeah, so another thing, little tink to his armor of being this greatest normal dude ever is, I used to have this awesome job. And he's so proud to also say, I sacrificed my entire social life for the YouTube channel, right? I didn't have any friends because of my YouTube channel.
And again, one of those moments where he thinks that's normal. He thinks that's something that you should be like, wow, well done, Phil. That's a huge sacrifice to make. You were really committed to this. I mean, if you were willing to do it, that's not normal.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's
yeah.
wrong. Like anybody else. Why would you do that? Why would you sacrifice like all your friends?
Because I want to kind of get into this, because I think that's the whole crux of what we see now in DSP, is because he really got that bug of, wow, the more I do, and when I say, I use the word do very loosely here. Do, in this case, is put the camera, point it to the TV, and play a video game and talk over it, right? That's what he was doing. But he early got that combination of, the more I do this, the more money I get. Because let's get real, that's how it worked back then, guys. That's how it worked. He was one of the top 100 creators on YouTube, the whole platform. And he was shitting out 10 videos a day. And, he was staying up for those midnight releases so he could get the first videos on YouTube about a video. Now that seems impossible, but that's what he was doing. And that got him huge. But even when that stopped being the way, he didn't want to change. And he still doesn't want to change. He wants to do the easiest thing ever. And he got lucky in his life once when the easiest thing was the best choice. Yeah. And that was back then. You know what I mean? But then it quickly changed to not being the best way. But, of course, our boy can never do that. He attached the more videos I put out, the more money I get. Fuck everything else. I want more money. That's what I'm going to do. And that's kind of where it started, I think, is that kind of, fuck friends. I'm more interested in getting more money. That's what he's saying, right? He's admitted that. That's what he did, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just
go on, sir.
I was just going to quickly say his friends were a way of him making money as well. They were a crucial part of what he was, the stuff he was putting out, to the point where they got pissed off with him because they realized that that's all they were around for.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. His entire thing became like, well, I thought I was hanging out with friends, but I also thought, why not make some money on the side? And I didn't see anything wrong with that, but apparently they did. And he was shocked by that. He was shocked by the idea that people might just want to hang out with you. Like, money isn't always their primary concern. When you're hanging out, chilling with your mates, you don't think, could be making money off this. You're just supposed to be hanging around chilling with your mates.
Yeah, that's just an unhealthy way to think about things. And I think it might be normal. I think it might be when you start. Okay, shit. The more I do of this thing, that's not too taxing. The more I get, I want to do as much as I can, and I can see why you might. A weaker social person might easily say, "Well, fuck friends. They're not that great anyway in my life." You know what I mean? In terms of how he's reacted with people and kind of interacted with people. And
Yeah.
his first real friend, it just was a money, it was an ATM basically. He knows people liked the Rambo shit, so every time I talk to Rambo now, it's gonna be monetized. Which Rambo did point out to him. Let's remind you, everyone, he did say that once to Phil, but Phil said, "Oh, I guess I didn't take it that seriously. I didn't know he wanted that extra friend stuff." Remember that? He did say those lines like, I thought that was friends, hanging out. We're on the couch being recorded for your YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Rambo smartly kind of, not smartly, but I think as a normal person might say, hey, can we just hang out without the cameras every once in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for Phil, go fuck yourself. He didn't say go fuck yourself, but he did in his actions, right? He did in his actions. Every time we do something, recording it. We're driving to convention. Let's record this shit, in the hotel room. Rambo's half naked on the bed, recording this shit. There's never a time he doesn't monetize,
Eating out, while they're on their way to conventions, while he's pioneering his eating food while being on camera technique.
He pioneered that shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just so DSP as well, just to go back on one of your points, to keep doing something long after it's lost its, initial charm or its initial so like not doing direct capture for when was that? It was like 2012 or 13, was it, that you finally started doing it?
I think so.
multiple years when it was like everyone's calling for this, but he still doesn't do it because he has surround sound. That's not a true gamer experience because he has surround sound.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Surround sound, guys. And those after being compressed into a YouTube video, that surround sound is awesome.
Yeah, and he brought that up as well the other day when we got this whole thing about how he pioneered it. How he said that people felt like they were sitting next to a friend while they were gaming. Yeah. God, this is what he tells himself,
Yeah.
Not just that it was one of the few places on YouTube, on the internet where you could just see this stuff, and he happened to be in the right place at the right time. It has to be some like big thing with him, doesn't it?
Sitting next to a friend.
It's a good way to ensure that you're telling yourself, I haven't wasted my life. I've actually contributed.
Oh yeah, that's 100% what this is all about.
Obviously what it is.
Yeah, it's all about this now. Is validating his own legacy in his own mind of how important this dude was, and we're getting it every day. It seems like we're getting little touches of. That's why he wanted to do the interview. Let's get real. He wanted to get. He saw that Sir Moist thing. It was like, holy shit, is this really what people think about me? Fuck. Yeah, this is not good. And then now it's kind of we get new things every day if he's proud of. I did this.
Right, okay, wait. Let's be honest. It wasn't. This is what people think of me. Oh God, this is what somebody more popular than me thinks about me.
Oh yeah.
That's like the distinction there, because obviously when people are like, oh Phil, you're the guy, whatever. He's like, I don't care what people think about me. I'm the guy, whatever. It's fine. I'm still here on the Level 1 podcast, having fun and chilling with you guys. But when it's somebody who's got a bit of clout, when it's somebody that's like 10 million subscribers strong, you can't deny that. It's like, oh God, this person who has way more success than me.
Yeah, it's kind of he's in a tough spot, right? Because he has to appear to be nobody. Well, kind of nobody to his family. Well, no, I say nobody. He has to appear like he is financially destitute to the donators, but to people that he wants to interview him, he has to feel like this cool guy. He wants to make sure he comes off as this cool hip guy. So he's kind of the can't burn the candle both ends here. You know what I'm saying? He has to be needing constant help because remember we got days off to fund. We got cat supplies. We got sauce to make. We got presents to buy for chings to buy. We got all the stuff we got to buy. But we also can't be too successful because then we don't need any help, right? So it's kind of he's playing it both ways. And of course, he's begging for those goddamn memberships like his life depends on it. Still to this day, every chance he gets, you might want to just donate or gift a membership to your fellow viewer.
Help out a fellow stream member. Help somebody out. It's the season of giving.
Season of giving, motherfuckers.
Oh, it's so blatant. I don't know how he has like the temerity to sit there and go, I'm not begging, but guys, if you want to spend some money and gift each other subs, that'd be great because you get chat crowns, all these, you become akin to a god in this stream chat.
yes. Statues will be erected in your name on Mount Olympus if you become a member. If you gifted a member, and he does that cringe thing when people do actually gift. He has to read them all off. That's so fucking bad, dude.
No one
says
everyone else in chat, because literally everyone in chat is a member because they've all been gifted one.
And he's not getting any fucking little, small gains, but it's so slow gain now. And why would they? Why? We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you buy why would you buy yourself a membership now? There's no fucking point. You know someone's coming. You know the whale's going to come and it's going to come at the end of the month every time like it always does. Why would you ever become a member now? And apparently everyone realized that because nobody's doing like one membership anymore. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen. It's like everyone's just waiting. All right, there's a gift of 20. Someone decided to gift. Okay, cool. I didn't pick it up next time. I'll just wait till the end. I know OSC's got my back. I know Team Ico Gamer has my back. You know?
It dropped again recently, didn't it? It dropped about another, was it 10 or 15? Another sub bomb had expired. So,
and he warned them, another one's coming up, guys. So, and he's started to change. What is this idea of danger too? Because last month, how many times did he lower it? Like 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, he was at the 1,000 at first, wasn't he? 1,025.
Yeah. Right, it's down to 450. Way. Yeah.
No way outside of inflated growth through your sub bombs. No chance that's going to be organically met.
Hell no. And it's also marketing genius. DSP just continues to just change the levels until it's something he can get. Okay. I guess you picked that up in one of your valedictorian years that we all didn't get, because how does that sound like a good idea? I don't know. I do want to say the Pounder, thanks for your positivity. Let's not forget that I invented the playthrough started with someone making a reference to Da Vinci painting.
Oh God,
Da Vinci painting the Mona Lisa. So in his eyes, he's the Da Vinci of gaming. I definitely agree. He has said that too. The game is kind of like the canvas, and I'm the painter.
Oh, he didn't, did he?
Oh, yeah, we definitely said that a long time ago.
We've had the baking metaphor before, haven't we?
That was
the
a long
game
time
is
ago.
the ingredients, and I made the cake. We've had that one, so.
What cake though? He's not making anything. I'll never understand this.
The controller is my paintbrush. There was definitely that metaphor. Chat, if I'm fucking it up, I'm sorry. But there's some kind of metaphor like that. Please let me know. Also, we got positivity here from Sophie. I worked on a towboat for 30 days, 1 week off, and had 8 men on the boat. A lot of times I had to work 2 months in a row. He doesn't know work. I definitely agree with that. He doesn't know work. He's lost that. He has no clue. Not interested in that. He just tells people, get your ass to work on a national holiday.
I found some more of them as well, including my searches for clips about his back. He's obviously talked about, could never do a normal 9 to 5 again. I couldn't ever be like service rep or, a salesperson or something. I couldn't work tills or work at the front because, I'd be up on my feet all day. So I couldn't ever handle that. I couldn't handle customers. Every customer facing role I've been fired from. But I'm not going to think about that any further. And instead, I'm just going to go, well, my back prevents me from getting a normal job. And that will be my excuse for the next 12 years. So
why change? Why change if you don't have to change?
Yeah.
Why change if you don't have to change? Another thing on our our long list of small topics to talk about, I do want to mention this week was a very classic fight in that Ragnarok game, in the God of War game, when he played with some boss for 73 minutes. And I made a list of all the excuses that was given here, so I'll read those off if you don't mind. Let's have some fun here.
Oh, God.
Bear in mind that this game is specifically made for him.
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, God, yes, it is. So it started out with some stuff. These are not exclusive excuses, just funny things he said. But it started out with, he's easy to kill. He's easy to kill, but the mechanics aren't doing what I want them to do. That was the first start. Next, why can't he kill them in less than 73 minutes? He just can fly wherever he wants, like an asshole. I thought that was fun. The mechanic decides not to work whenever it wants. They so desperately want this boss to be Dark Souls, but they can't. Okay? Methinks they don't know how to program boss fights. Okay?
Methinks.
The camera killed me.
The camera.
Okay? Camera killed me this time. Just give me my mechanic. Just give me my mechanic. Okay, there we go. Next. And also, he has no health. You see that, right? And it never triggered the execution.
Oh, I love that. I love. You see that, right? That is always an amazing cap to any excuse. He didn't
You see
fire.
that, right?
You see that, right? You see that, right? I jumped and he didn't jump. You see that, right?
And my favorite one. How is that fair? I love how is that fair? It's the catch-all, right? It works for every fucking game on earth because for some reason he thinks games have to be fair, right? And I really don't get that. Like, who's out there to get you, right? These games, they want you to have fun, right? They want you to have fun in the end. They're not out to get you. But it just comes from a life of, being this victim, right? How else can you think like that if every fucking thing is, how is that fair? How is that fair? I got to pay taxes? How is that fair? You never told me. That really sums up a lot, right? How is that fair, Sam? And you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, the counter to that is like with specifically to gaming is like just watch anyone else playing it, and there will undoubtedly be people doing it better than you the first time round, and it's it's fair. It's just you're not very good at this. I'm sorry. It's just,
Oh, we know he's watched somebody playing it.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. They die on the first boss. They make serious money doing it.
I wonder
They
if that's
edited it
why he's
out.
kind of so reluctant though to watch other people, is because he doesn't want to see other people doing what he does better than him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know, definitely. Oh, I see some people pointing out. Okay, guys, I see you pointing out like mobile games. That's a little different. This is not a mobile game, so it's not one of those cases where they want you to mess up endlessly because you just got to keep buying stuff to win. Yeah. This is not the case, though, guys. This is God of War. Yeah. There's not.
This is mobile games are fair. If you pay that as much as DSP pays, you get a 99% win rate. That's fair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
If you pay enough, that's definitely fair. They don't give a fuck. You a Marshmallow Man? Here he is. You get 4 digits.
6-star Marshmallow Man. I can't believe that's the sentence.
Yeah, big ups, man. That is true lore. The Marshmallow Man, 6-star Marshmallow Man, has entered the squad of Down from the Rafters. So give it up. I mean, follow your dreams, guys. Follow your fucking dreams. That's what I learned. Because you can get the dream team.
Marshmallow Man.
Proudly in that middle slot of his WB Champions team. Can you imagine? Just guys, I always say this: break out of the vortex for a moment. Imagine you're married to whatever, a guy, a girl, whatever, and they are spending majority of their paycheck on getting 6-star Marshmallow Man on their mobile game, and that is where 4 digits in days goes. Marshmallow Man in your mobile phone. Guys.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
$1,000.
I'm imagining it like in my current situation. I'm exactly who I am, but I've got this mobile game, and I would feel guilty spending like 79p or something on something like that. Like just hundreds and hundreds, just this is the reason you're getting paid, basically, is so that you can keep doing this thing. It's I can't relate to it whatsoever.
I'm exactly the same. I can't imagine that much expenditure on something. I argued with myself for like a fortnight about buying new editing software that was on sale.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and I can't imagine thinking I am okay with sinking 40 grand into WWF match 3.
If I was spending $1,000, it better be fucking VR, and that Marshmallow Man better fucking blow me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm spending $1,000 on nothing, man, $1,000.
I'm sure that experience exists out there for you. So
yeah, that marshmallow goes everywhere.
You buy a chomp for 79p. that hurt. This hurt. And not for the reason you're thinking. £3 that was.
God. Thousands of dollars. Man.
Look, I've got like the last few slices of a Terry's chocolate orange here. Is that good enough?
There we go. But it's so one of those things where I know we don't say this enough, maybe, but that is really where so much money is going. And TJ Gamebox pointed out last week, another 1,000 gone. You know, or I think maybe not this exact week, but I know 2 weeks ago definitely was 1,000 gone. But Jesus Christ, man,
that quick. I can't imagine spending it that quickly as well, without at least having something to show for it.
Yeah. It's just shocking. It's like, you know, as serious adults here, just think about this. How we talked about in many ways how the childish mindset of DSP has shown up so many ways. How is this fair, right? Oh, and explaining the golden years, right? Where things were so much better back in the day. I was a real helicopter technician. You know, that's what now it is. Before he's just answering phones. You know, people yelling at him. Okay, sir. Yeah, we got it. Okay, we'll take care of it. That's what his real job was. Yeah. Anyways, and this is another example of someone that has to get what they want, and he's happened to decide that it's JPEGs of wrestling dudes, and that's whatever. But I mean, spending that much is not kind of whatever. You know what I mean? It's not. You can't say it is. A well-adjusted person with millions of dollars, all right, spend the money however the fuck you want. But someone that is every fucking week begging for your money. I'm talking to the people that aren't watching, but if you're watching. He's begging for your money, not mine. And that's what he's spending it on. That is not okay, right? That's what makes it not okay for me, you know? If he was doing this on stream, guys, all right, we're almost to the Marshmallow Man goal. You know, if we get $100 more today, we can maybe do a few pulls for that today. That's a whole different story. We know that's not the case. Anyways, that shit is a nice little marshmallowy slide into our next topic. The PC gaming is on the decline, boys. Did you know this? PC gaming is on the serious decline. There's almost no benefits to it. What do you think about this? I'll go to you first, Steve.
I have nearly 2,000 games on my Steam account, so no. He's not me. My mate Nige saw this. I tweeted about this because I was just in such shock. And my mate Nige, who's the one who got me into PC gaming, went, so how many people are on Steam? You know, how many active users does Steam have? It's 120 million. And that's just Steam. You know, you don't need a Steam account to be able to play PC games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big hub, but it's not the only one. It's not the only way that you can play games on Steam. So what is wrong with you?
Revolt.
You know that we do this every week.
He's like intermission screams.
Yeah. You say cat's coming home. Cat's coming home. Go try to say hi to her.
So yeah, I mean, you have to be ignorant of the PC market at the moment to think something like that, because it's listed the points that have been there for ages. Yeah, consoles work because they're all the same hardware, but there is an infrastructure for PC gaming that is there for the majority of people who game on PCs. So you know, within your cards, your video graphics cards that people use, you know what architecture they use for processing videos and graphics and things. So you can program for the majority of PC gamers, and you know, games that put in the effort with their ports are generally bought because they're good ports and they work for the majority of people. So it's actually rare. You know, if a game's ported well, it's actually rare for somebody to encounter a bug where they're like, "Oh, I can't play this game anymore." But he has no idea of that, because he doesn't game on PC. So
it's he said this is the funny thing too. He said the advantages of PC. So real quickly, I'll say it's the advantage of using a PC. This is from DSP's opinion. You have the option to have the best gaming experience. True. Exclusives. True. Modding. True. And that was the end of his advantages. But he didn't say any of the advantages of just purely console. What are the advantages of having just a console? Yeah, there's less nonsense. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to be less hands-on kind of person, I just want to play a game every night and don't think about anything. All right, that's it, right? You don't have to think about updates and all the nonsense. Everything's automatic. But that's it, right? I think. What's the, know? And that's, Phil he didn't even bother saying the positives. But he said, well, it really comes down to, he doesn't have a PC, so he has to say why that sucks. you know? Yeah. I've made this choice. Let me tell you why every other choice is the worst, and that's it. But he did make a point to say, guys, mobile games. That's where it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I didn't see that part. I didn't, because I know Aquatiles clipped this, and I was about halfway through it, I think, or up to obviously before that bit, so I didn't see that. So I didn't know about that. But yeah, it's just odd that, you know, he's basically saying that he's done with it, which is just such an odd thing to kind of draw a line under and just say, you know, I used to do that, but I don't anymore, even though I still could technically still, you know, if I wanted to run an emulator or and play an old game that I can't play on a console or something like that, I could go and easily do it now, but I'm not going to do that and the only reason is just like pure laziness. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Like,
it.
that's it.
That's fucking it. I have an idea. You know how Snort Burnell always does that? All I can taste is salt. That kind of cut.
Yeah.
I want here. Please do this, Snort Burnell, or someone else. All I can taste is mobile games. I gotta see that cut. All I can taste is mobile games. That'd be the best.
Get it on and unlong.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good short. I want to steal Snort Burnell's thing though. So such a classic Snort Burnell thing. When I think about Snort Burnell, it's always that all I can taste is salt.
Yeah,
so good.
Just do it. Just make that like 2-second clip, and that becomes the meme then. And then Snort Burnell can use that.
That's true. I guess we could get into Steve. You did write it on your board, so we got to mention it. We did not mention it on our last stream. I did not know about this, how herniated discs works and how they actually are deherniated. But could you please enlighten us on how that works exactly, the mechanics, everything like that? Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So your spine is comprised of a number of little bones called vertebrae, and in between each of those bones is a soft and squidgy disc, so that your bones can move and your spine can bend and flex slightly. And there's two things that can go wrong with these discs. You don't count them like popping out of place as whole things. And this is because the way that the surgeon described them to me when I went for my first op is like, imagine them as donuts filled with jam or jelly if you're American.
Yeah.
And when a disc bulges, it's because part of it starts to sort of like collapse because it's not structurally strong enough. Like, imagine if it's your donut, this is the bit where the dough hasn't risen enough, so it's starting to collapse slightly. And because of the way it collapses, it bulges out, it pokes out slightly. And that's why it's called a bulging disc or a slipped disc. But a herniated disc is when that disc has ruptured and the jelly-like substance in the middle has leaked. And for me, it happened the vertebrae below where DSP claims it's the L4, L5 vertebrae, which is really close to your hip bone. It's part of the lumbar region. The discs have they have L4, L5 because those are the vertebrae they're in between. So for me, mine is L5S1, which is literally above my hip bone.
Uh-huh.
So it's where the lumbar region ends and the sacral region begins. So the discs for me below the vertebrae for me below this are all part of my hip bone. And when it herniates, because it all ruptures and all this jelly leaks out, you can't suddenly put that back in. When you have a bulging disc, you can massage it back in. You can inject steroids around. There's a number of ways to treat it so that it slightly pushes it back into place.
Yeah.
Whereas with herniated discs, you can't do that. You have to cut away what's ruptured, and you have to clean up what's exploded and leaked from inside the disc. And it doesn't have. Imagine with the donut, if you stand on it to squirt out a bunch of the jam, you can't then pull that jam back in by squidging the donut back into its roughly original shape. So when he said, I've built up my back and, I did some muscle exercises and I've moved up here and I've changed my diet and I've lost weight and I think my back's strong enough and my disc is deherniated. That's not how it happened. So I don't think he's got a herniated disc. I think he's had a bulging disc or a slipped disc. And he said previously that he's had treatment like, he's had massages and he had a stretching machine that did things to him and he had injections. And he's like, well, that would have treated a bulging disc. That would have treated and helped it. So I don't doubt that, but I doubt the extremes that he's painted his injury to be, especially when he talks about losing bowel and bladder control. Because he's like, I know. But in all seriousness, he says, we have, they warn you about losing bowel control. And can you imagine that? He says, can you imagine sitting on the toilet and straining and how hard it must hurt?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not why they warn you about that. They warn you about that because it means that the nerves that control your bowels and bladder have been impacted. And as a result, you are either constantly expelling what's in your bowels and bladder because the message is saying, we need to do this, our bladder is full or our bowels are full, or we can stop, we're empty, aren't reaching the brain. Or it's the other way around. And as your bowels and bladder are getting fuller and fuller, the signals saying we need to empty, we're getting full, aren't reaching your brain either. So your body doesn't know. And eventually they rupture and look out inside you. So that's why they tell you. They've warned me as well. Every time I've gone for like a checkup or something,
Yeah.
They've said, how's your bowels and bladder? And it's because if you lose control of them, you're at risk of them rupturing because the signals saying, you know, we need to empty out aren't reaching where they're supposed to reach, and your body isn't responding appropriately. So it's every time he's talked about his disc, and every time he's talked about his back, and every time I've found these clips, it's just enraged me further. So the video for this would be short, and it's not looking like it's.
Have you tried any inhalers filled with Seattle air? They just pump.
How many minutes of air do you get in an inhaler again? How many?
2 or 3 is what I've heard. And if you're in like if all the air is being sucked out of a room, a single pump. You're set up for at least a few minutes. That's what I've heard, but I don't know the truth of that. But yeah, so does that make you think though that Phil? Because clearly the back is a problem. It's a real health issue for Phil. Clearly someone told him this, right? I don't know the level, but how you've heard, especially in your research, hasn't it changed what exactly is going on every time or many times? Right?
It's because when he first mentions it, it was on the big face reveal. The same video where he says, click on the ads. It's in that video.
Oh, yeah.
And he talks about, I don't know how I hurt my back. And that's changed over the years. It's changed from I don't know to it was an accident when I was playing football with family to the car accident, and there's all sorts of, maybe it was work, so there's all sorts of excuses. But you sort of basic I don't know how it happened is fair enough, because it, you know, sometimes your disc just goes, so there doesn't always have to be a picking up and straining or I bent down to grab something. Sometimes it can just go. For me, I stretched slightly as I was walking downstairs in the morning, and I felt a twinge in my back, and then it just got worse. So there are some ways that it can just go, but the way that Phil describes it and the fact that it's changed over time makes me doubt the real severity. I think what's probably happened is he'll have had a bulging disc, and he'll have been told that, and then he'll have been like talking with someone at work saying, "Oh, I've got a bulging disc," and they'll have got, "Oh man, my dad had something to, you know, my uncle or my granddad, they had a herniated disc, and he did this and he did that. Oh wow!" And he's kept that information in there so that later on, when he's, you know, retelling the story, it becomes yeah, this happened to me. So
he's like, yeah, that sounds good. You know, that sounds good thing. Oh, herniated disc. That sounds good. That sounds serious.
Yeah. Oh, I could play people with that. Yeah.
I got a herniated disc. Can't believe it. It's my back. It's not a good case where a normal person would say, I don't know what happened, but I got a back problem. But Phil has to have a story that's of epic proportions attached to every fucking thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what that is. It's like you have to make your life be like his Roman, you know, the story of Odysseus or whatever. Every single issue, right? It's like, oh, he was in this car accident. Let me tell you about this car accident. My mom's smoking 14 cigarettes, and she's smoking. The smoke is filling the car. She turns the corner, and wouldn't you guess it, a mountain lion. She turns left. The mountain lion goes right. What happens? And then, you know, but it's obviously heavily exaggerating. But you know what I'm saying? Like, everything has to have a story. Everything has to have a story. Nothing's like, oh, yeah, dishwasher broke. You know, we got to get that fixed out. It's, let me start with this. So my mom sends me this Thanksgiving, like, odds and ends, whatever. The package is ripped. Yeah, you know, it starts with the sides, right? And then it starts with, well, of course, Kat was trying to make some soup in there, like she always does. Anyways, you know, it's like it has to include the excuses. Yeah. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Just be normal. But that is way too hard of an ask for DSP. But so I guess, Steve, to sum it up, discs don't deherniate. Is that the takeaway?
No, they don't. No, I wish they did. I really do, because I've so far had 2 operations to clean up what's herniated across my nerves, and waiting for spinal fusion surgery. And I wish it was just as simple as, and then it all goes back in. It would have been great, but no. Fuck you, Phil. It's stuff like that you take personally, because again, like it's like with the depression when he talks about having depression, you don't want to like disbelieve somebody telling you that, because they're such serious things that you think you wouldn't possibly lie about it, you know.
And people do that too, man. People do that. I'm sure we've all met someone in our life that does that. When they say like, what could take a sentence like, yeah, I hurt my arm, just getting surgery next week, but they tell you like an hour-long story to make it like as important sounding as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know those kind of people. I'm not making anybody particular, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah. And all you can do is shake your head and be like, oh, wow. Oh, ouch. Yeah. You know, you're like, I want to die. I want to get out of this conversation right now, but you can't. Do you a living embodiment of that? Like, I want to get out of this conversation, but you can't. you know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we've all met someone like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Phil, though. Everybody's met somebody like Phil, but nobody's met somebody with like the same extent of behavioral manifestations. Then nobody like extreme behaviors like Phil's. Nobody's ever really known anybody as toxic as Phil because they're normally out of your life much earlier than that.
Oh yeah,
You know?
and they don't ask me for money after that.
Yeah.
They don't ask me to become a member. Yeah. But Sam, you back in action now? Go good.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, I just I lost. I was trying not to lose control of my bladder and the preemptive. Yeah, carry on.
Preemptive. What's the word there? I don't want to go any further. All right, don't want to get Susan in trouble. Let's in trouble with Susan. But let's talk about the interview. Let's get an update on the interview. The state of the interview here, as we are here in December.
Is that like the state of the stream?
Yeah, the state of the interview is totally dead. We talked about it before. Don't want to harp on this. The interview is dead. Some people reached out to him. I'm sure none would agree to his fucking terms, and now it's going to go away in the night, fade away like it never existed. And that's my take on this. I don't think it's up for debate, really. Do you think it's going to happen still, Sam or Steve? Still a chance of your mind?
I really don't think so. Yeah, I mean, has he mentioned it in the last week? Have we heard? Because didn't someone say that he said? I've narrowed it down to 3 or something, or am I just making that up?
Something like that.
Dreamt that. Yeah. Okay.
Because
I don't.
Well,
believe that.
Dewey, we're going to talk about Maximilian Dude and that for sure. But yeah, I think it's going to be done. Steve, let's get your official opinion. Is the interview going to happen or not?
I think if you are going to be, because he said it might be on, but I put it on hold because Christmas season, busy season, all that stuff. If you're going to hang around for a month to get to, I mean, why would you? Because it's Phil. What are you going to get out of waiting for like a month and a half to talk to him? I think for me, the more interesting thing is that he said, I've tried to invite a guest on. It'd be good to have a guest on my podcast. And so I think that's like more likely to be rather than the interview, he's going to have somebody come on to ask him questions. I've got a guest on my podcast so they can talk to me about me.
Yeah, I wonder if this is. Yeah, I think you're right. That might be like, all right, interview's not going to happen, but I can ask them to come on my show, right?
Yeah.
And he fucking shot for the stars. Like I'm like, it's probably, it's probably fucking Sir Moist that he asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny one. So like, I hope it's him. And can you imagine the laugh of Sir Moist opening that fucking page-long email, 4 pages. And, I really would pay to see that email. I would pay to see that email.
In the 2000s, I used to have a job at a helicopter company.
Yeah. It starts like that. You recently mentioned me on November 1st in a stream entitled. You said the very positive and negative statement about my legacy of masturbating and then continuing to stream.
With the nut in my pants.
I want to announce my appreciation for that comment, as I do appreciate it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to announce my
resignation.
Yeah, so like I'd like to make it known that I would like you to come and spend some time with me.
I mentioned in my video how I'd like to laugh for 5 minutes with you. This offer still stands. But in addition to laughing, I would like to ask you some questions, and you could be on my show that is known as Level 1 Podcast. It was given that name by famous YouTuber Keemstar, who offered, I'm not making it sound as important as possible.
Yeah.
Is it on Spotify? I'm sure it was. Like somebody uploads it for him. I'm sure. But can you imagine, come on the Level 1 Podcast? We have an average viewership of 300.
Oh God, I know. Can you imagine? That's what I hope we can see that email. Could you imagine Sir Moist? Like, what the? Imagine for a second he checks it. Like, all right, let me see. Level 1 Podcast, 200 viewers. I think like Sir Moist has 200 viewers like just on his channel all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like waiting for the next video to drop. He's saying, what, 200 viewers? Come on. I really want to know how high he shot with this. I really want to know that.
I actually think with him bringing this up, this was kind of his little way of kind of almost saying that the interview is dead, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of little last bit of pity, you know, without actually saying, you know, I'm not interested anymore, or it's you know, it's just not going to happen. We didn't get the reaction, whatever. He has to kind of come up with something like this, and that's why my belief is that this is just made up. I have a hard time believing that he actually went out of his way to ask somebody. I don't know, knowing what we know about him.
Well, I think that's why I think it's a mix. I think because if he replied to someone's email, I think he might do that, right? But he wouldn't open up the right mail. He's too much of a businessman for that, I guess. You know, like I think he would reply to somebody like, "Hey, interview might not happen, but why don't you come on my show? We'll just talk about What did he say? Oh, he also said we're just going to talk about Christmas stuff."
Yeah.
Oh God, what? Like, can you imagine what that would be?
Yeah.
Consider it right. Okay, I'm getting into this as well because this has annoyed me.
Go ahead.
I've seen him mispronounce "stolen" as "stolen" and "panettone" as "panettone." And it's like, a mince meat pie is a mince pie. It's not mince meat. It's mince pie. So I just, imagine the Christmas stuff he'd be able to talk about when he's so ignorant of other people's Christmas rituals. These things are common, you know. A mince pie is not an alien thing around Christmas. The idea that, you know, like Stalin and panettone. The
panettone one was great because he's supposedly Italian as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it drove me mad because it's like, right, okay, you know that he knows these things and sees the words because they come up in chat. These are the first times he learns about these things. And he's not heard them said, right? I know how these things are pronounced because I've been given them at Christmas parties by relatives. They say, have some panettone, have some Stollen. You'll like Stollen, it's nice. You know?
Yeah.
He's only seen it in chat. So he doesn't know how the words formed. And so he's like, this is the closest approximation I've got. I'm going to take it. And then if you tell me I'm wrong, that's it. You can fuck off because I'm right now. I've made up my mind. This is the pronunciation.
Panettone.
Yep. Like Melee and whatever else.
Oh, yeah. His favorite thing is Malay. I hate when he says fucking Malay. I need to get my Malay combat. Shut the fuck up, Malay.
Callisto is doing my
Callisto, yeah. Panettone. Guys, where's the panettone? I really want to eat some panettone. Yeah. Did you buy that? No, it's stolen. God damn it. God damn it. It's stolen. It's okay, imagine back to the interview. Imagine that.
That conversation, yeah.
Okay, so I like panettone. What about you? Like, don't you want to see his interview style? Like, what is it? I like panettone. How about you? What's your history with panettone? That's what I usually do.
Yeah.
Go through your whole history. Go ahead.
Did you have the Wolverine figure? Yeah.
I want to see DSP's interview style. Is he ever?
Go
ahead.
Before we talk about you and your history with Christmas, let me tell you about my history with mince pies. I was 38, and someone recommended that I try one, and I did, and it was lovely. Now your history, please.
Yeah, go ahead. Go back to how can it be good? How can that be? I want it to happen. God, I want it to happen because it's. How could it be normal? How? Who can he interview that would be normal? He can't have normal conversations. Guys, I'm going crazy here, but he can't. Who could it be that would give a normal conversation? Who?
Maybe
Cat? That's not normal. They won't talk.
Yeah, the only kind of normal, maybe John Rambo.
God,
there'd at least be some history there, some kind of common ground or whatever, So at least it would be less weird, I guess. That's just assuming they've already got all of the the water under the bridge, the kind of all that out of the way, and and then the interview happens.
If I'm manager, I'm already asked him, is that a possibility? Because you want to get attention on your stream in a quick minute, get fucking John Rambo back on there. But they'd have to talk about the history. They can't just not have that. Hey, John Rambo. So yeah, we're all great friends again, and let's talk about Christmas now. That's not going to fly. You know what I mean? Just doesn't. I guess it could
Howard
fly.
streamed again, so it could be Howard.
Yeah, it could be Howard. They're not friends though, so Howard's he's the asshole.
You know what? Actually, you know what? It had to have been someone bigger than him. If it was someone real, because he topped it all off with a nice little bow by saying, "I guess I just don't have the clout."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're right. It can't be Rambo for that, right?
Yeah.
That's what made me think it was Sir Moist. Like he has to be Sir Moist. Who else would he go? And PewDiePie? I mean, I hope he's not that stupid.
But Game of Mars showed some interest.
Sir, excuse me, Elon Musk. You're in the news a lot these days, and I'd like to ask you a question. Like, how far is he going up?
Sir Musk. I think you'll find it.
Sir Musk. Sir Musk. I see. You're also an owner of a business like I am.
Can't you kid in chat? He could get Kanye on.
Oh yeah, probably. Elon Musk. It appears you are a new owner of a business. I am as well. Woody. Oh God.
No, like if he had Kanye on, would he be the nail biting, or would he be comfortable because Kanye's views align somewhat with his?
No, DSP's against that. DSP's against that. DSP's against Joe Rogan. Oh God. Hello, Mr. Rogan. Frederick Knudsen. Those are all funny options, but I'm sure it was one of those types, but God damn.
I think the most realistic was Injured, I think, saying the quartering.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah. Oh God. What are they going to talk about Christmas for? What the fuck is that going to be interesting? Hey, quartering. What do you know about Christmas? Go ahead. I'll wait. That's fun. What? Go ahead, Steve.
Why would he though? Because he's already done the one with Phil, and it's that could be the only reason why you would contact him in the first place, to know that I've done it before with him. I don't feel so scared or nervous or anxious because I know he's going to be incredibly compliant with my demands, like he was last time.
Oh so, yeah, that's true.
What would the quartering get out of it though? What does he need to get out of it? You have to ask this every time. I mean, someone like the Gamer from Mars could get something out of it because Phil, as a lolcow, has a history, and there's a crowd that would watch something like this, something like, hey, I've got an interview with Phil, or hey, I've gone round to Phil's house and hung out with him for a bit.
Yeah.
There would be something there, but, someone like the quarter, hey, I've got the SP on again. No one's going to care. You're not going to the quartering for that sort of content, are you? So...
Yeah, I think Quarter knows that it didn't go well last time. And I don't think it got like crazy views for his channel. Like it didn't like a big like boom for quartering anymore. I don't think. What is he going to get out of it? More people saying like he didn't do it correctly. That's what he did last time. It's like I don't think he wants that. Even Heel versus Babyface said that. Like everyone makes fun of him for that, and they're friends. It's like what a horrible job you did on that.
Yeah.
So, but that's before we get out of the interview world. We do have to talk about, or as we get out of the interview nonsense. Unless you have something to say there, Sam.
No. Carry on.
I want to say a quick shout out to whoever sent Phil. I don't, never send money to Phil, but someone did and asked if he's ever watched the movie Brokeback Mountain. and I know why you did that, because I did that Photoshop of Brokeback Mountain that same day. So shout out to you, my friend. But don't do that. Don't give Phil money just for jokes. It's not worth it.
What was the answer?
He said, "No, I've never seen that. I don't know why anyone's bringing this up. Is this some kind of meme? That kind of like, never heard of this thing in the world, gay content?
He knows.
I'm 100% straight, so I don't know what that is. The most confident answer in the world. Like similar to when he sees a hot girl.
I like Elton John. I don't not like that. I don't like it like that. But I do. I like his music. Yeah.
It's so David Brent. It's great.
Yeah. Hey, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Good song. That's it. I don't want to walk on that road. Just a good song. That's all I'm saying. Rocket Man. For me, it's about an outer. What was that song? That's by Ellen John, right? Rocket Man.
Yeah, Ellen John.
Yeah.
It's just a rocket. It's just a spaceship. No penis connotation at all. Just a rocket ship. Just a rocket. I'm flying on it. Not gay at all. Come on.
Nikita, just that thing I used in Metal Gear. It's just a missile. Not a song. Loving a Russian. No.
We do have to talk about Maximilian. Little quick thing here. Maximilian dude, his dog unfortunately passed away.
Mm-hmm. Oh fuck! Oh god, this shit.
Mm-hmm. Very old age dog. Normal dogs. Dogs don't live forever. None of us do. His dog died. That's the end of that story. Rest in peace, dog. But someone on Phil's stream said, "Hey, talk about Maximilian's dog died," and Phil Manuel Lean In banned that message. Just for what? He's not afraid to bring it up Maximilian dude when he's dying to bears with God of War Ragnarok. Not afraid to big up Maximilian dude then. But when his dog dies, get the fuck out of here.
I meant to watch this. I didn't actually see it, but I heard about it. And yeah.
Oh, you should take the opportunity now. We can get your live reaction.
Yeah, watch the background. So Steve will talk for a little bit. Yeah, give you some chance. Go ahead, Steve. What are your thoughts there?
Because we've all got cats right now, haven't we?
Yeah,
I'm guessing yours is near you somewhere, ALT.
Yeah.
But I don't. Sam's got mine's on my lap right now. So we are all like creators who have pets that have one way or another become part of what we do, and at some point we might be in Max's position where we have to say to everybody that watches our content, the pets that we have aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
And I would think in that situation, what he's called for there is a little bit of empathy, especially as Phil has a cat who has become part of his content.
Yep.
People draw fun out of Phil, and the cat's on there. It's part of who he is and what he does. He said, "Oh, Jasper," talks about Jasper all the time. We've got to get treats for Jasper. So in that situation, recognizing that a fellow content creator who's had a pet, who's been a part of their content, has now passed away, you should just express some sympathy, some support, some, "Oh man, that really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that."
And that's the end of it, right? One sentence is all it takes. One sentence. And you're all done. And you're a normal human being. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear that. Sorry, I wish that,
it got me. Did it get to you?
Yeah, that was because and also remember this, chat. He's not afraid to bring up Maximilian, dude, whenever it benefits him. Right, whenever it benefits DSP. Oh, look at this. He's playing hard mode. He had to edit out fighting the bear. And he gets serious money doing this. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then in this moment,
he played on hard and he got his ass kicked in the rage, but he deserved it. You should be playing on normal, like I do. You know,
one sentence needed. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear that. Rest in peace, Benny. End of the story. End of the job of your pro streamer life for that interaction. But he bans him for derailing or attempting to derail the stream. That was extremely fucked up. Sam, have you watched it yet?
No, I'm trying to find it actually. I can't
I think
find
Aquatil has it on the short.
Oh, just okay, cool.
Short,
right.
short.
But
all right.
It got to me because again, like it's one of those situations. My cat's getting older. She's 16, and at some point, within like the lifespan of my YouTube channel and my adventure here, she may very well pass away, and it's like I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
and I can't imagine like what it's going through in Max's head when he's like, you have to sit there and go, right, this is the video, this is the one where I tell him.
Yeah,
and not only that, but you then got to go and find like all the clips of your dog being cute and like being in, hey, everybody loves him and all the great bits to put together and into being a very emotional thing. And it's no wonder he waited for a while. And even then, waiting for a while and not knowing, like, I can't tell anybody about this. This is like the rawest it is in the immediate aftermath and like the days following. And you wait for a bit and you're like, you have to carry on like everything's normal. You can't just say, hey guys, I'm feeling like shit, because he's carrying on like normal for a bit until he's like at the point where he feels comfortable enough saying it. Going through that, I can't imagine what it feels like. I really can't. It must be really, really difficult. And Phil's there like, get banned, derailing. I don't want anybody to mention that at all. Going to show no sympathy or empathy towards him.
Did this person get banned in the end then?
Oh yeah, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I just watched the short, and he just says, like, if you derail or if you continue to derail or something like that.
If you continue, okay.
But I don't know what happened after that. Maybe they kept bringing it up to try and troll him. I'm not sure, but yeah. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The point's made that he doesn't give a shit about this person's dog, and he has to say it. Like he can't, like you say, he can't just say the 2 words that he needs to say or whatever. The rest in peace, Benny, or whatever.
Yeah. And he's saying like, if I'm banning people today for any reason, you guys just know it's for someone trying to attempt to derail the stream. He lets everyone know that any more talk about this is going to get fucked up too. But that's what's just so crazy, man. Just say, hey, I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace, Benny. Your job is done, and your meaningful stream can continue from that moment like it never happened. And then no one's gonna do any extra shit either because I already mentioned that, guy. So I'm not gonna mention anymore. That's it. It's so simple. It's so simple to be normal human.
I'm guessing he was having a bad stream as well.
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't think He's certainly not in a place currently where he's like fond of Maximilian Dude. It probably swings either way with him, where he's kind of like, yeah, I respect him, and then he does something, that he's not fond of, and he's like, it goes the other way, and I reckon it goes backwards and forwards with him. And I think he's in a bit of a swing at the moment where it's like, he'll do something like this.
Everyone sucks, yeah. And also, we should point out that Maximilian Dude did mention DSP, but I think it was after this. And chat, please let me know.
Yeah.
They were watching a video, Maximilian doing his podcast or show, I'm not really sure the details there, but there was Steven Seagal. It was the game of the year. And they said, yeah, that guy looks like DSP. So that was funny. But
that's amazing.
In the movie,
the fact that it was that way around, not that this guy looks like DSP. It's like he couldn't think of Steven Seagal's name and said he looks like DSP. That's brilliant. I love that.
And he does look like DSP, by the way. Steven Seagal is the fan favorite choice for the biopic of DSP. I think that would work for sure if there ever is made.
My choice.
Yeah, that was during the gaming awards. Yeah. I still think the guy from Aladdin is the better choice. The first guy to go into the Cave of Wonders, if you know what I'm talking about. He looks like him too, but yeah, that was it. It was pretty funny. A
lot of Game Awards toxicity, wasn't there? Again,
yeah, we should talk about that too. I didn't know it, but did you know DSP is a innovation whore? If you don't have innovation, the fuck out. And like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a statement you can, a stance you can have for sure. But he had he wanted Stray to win. He wanted Sifu to win. I think. Am I right?
Yeah,
on that?
Sifu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead on your game of the year thoughts from DSP. If it's not innovative, get the fuck out. And Elden Ring is not innovative at all, by the way. So remember that.
The main thing with this is that Phil thinks unique equals best, and I think that's literally all it is. He certainly sounds that way when he's, and that's. I'm really looking forward to his game of the year again this year. Because I think I'm just going to do it the easy way this year. If I do anything, and I'm literally just going to cut all the times he says unique and interesting and different,
spiritual successor,
and all the times he puts those three things together as well. The combos. I think I'm just going to do that because I think that's the bit that a lot of people liked about that video.
Yes.
And and he was doing it the other day, and it made me think. He's doing his game of the year reveal, or his number one game is Stray, and he's doing what he's going to say now. He's saying what he's going to say. It's going to be the exact same thing. It was unique. It was fun. It was different. It was interesting.
Worst game of the year of all time.
I'm hoping that this happens again. Remember last year when he would just play clips of the games in his stream, and people thought because they were clips and they had that stream's like earnings and tips and things. They had that stream's leaderboard. People thought, oh, that's how much money he's got, so they didn't tip.
Yeah,
because if you like play
to crop that shit out or choose clips that meant what he was talking about. It was literally just here's the first bit of gameplay I can find from and he was probably just streaming it off YouTube as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Can't get that shit in the layout.
What have open VLC media player for that? No.
God, no. God, no.
Remember, he's got 70 quid. I don't need to give him money. Great.
Yeah. Great point, though, by the way. Phil hated Sekiro because it was different and was innovative. Yeah. That's like, no game ever does it like this. He's so quick to say that, though, when it's convenient, when he needs an excuse. No other game does it like this. This is ridiculous. It's just normal bullshit, man. We could go through it all day of the contrarian opinions he has about every fucking thing. But go ahead, Steve.
There are like three main points that I sort of took away from this. And the first is that not every innovation needs to be something that's completely different and unique. Innovation can be refining core mechanics to the point of like perfection, and it bugs me as an F-Zero fan that I'm not going to get another F-Zero game because Shigeru Miyamoto thinks that he can't come up with anything innovative in the game. And I don't need innovation in an F-Zero game. I need what you did in F-Zero GX again.
Yeah.
You perfected that method of race. You perfected that game. Give me another. You don't need to innovate all the time. Sometimes you just need to have like the mechanics polished to a razor sharp degree. And, you know, that's obviously what Elden Ring did. It took everything that came along and refined it. Secondly, is that when they're looking at like Game of the Year, they're not just looking for innovation. They're looking at everything. They're looking at the presentation. They're looking at the sound design. They're looking at how levels are laid out. They're looking at graphics. They're looking at production. They're looking at all sorts of stuff around the game. It's not just innovation. And thirdly, if you want innovation, play some fucking indie games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you get people trying a risk. You know, that's where you get people trying something different. So, yeah, for the man who's like, oh, I'm not playing PC gaming, it's irrelevant. Fucking future of innovation is indie games on PC, numpty. So, yeah.
It really just goes down to he has to be. I don't know if this is the contrarian thing coming up again, where he has to be like against the mainstream media. But he said like, what, Stray is his choice? I mean, sure, Stray's gonna win because the fucking cat, you know that.
Yeah,
he's gonna pick Stray to win the whole fucking game of the year because it's so unique and it was a cool game, no doubt about that. But I don't know how he presents something. Like we said before, makes you not want to agree with anything he says because he presents it in the stupidest fucking way possible. You know what I mean? Like it just. I don't know.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it just I still to this day really have been meaning to play that. What was that game he had last year that was in his top 10? That was like top down and 12 minutes. It looks like I could get into that, and it's probably not. It's not a very long game, but I know throughout the whole thing, I'm going to be thinking, Phil's ruined this a little bit for me now. There's something about listening. I mean, any of those games are going to be ruined for me now because I listened to him talk about them for so long. But yeah,
but it's like they got nominated, didn't they? They got nominated. Like Stray and Seafood got nominated for several awards and won them.
That was another thing as well. Yeah, I meant to bring up. Yeah, he said that games like that never get nominated, and it's like, nope, they were nominated. Like they were there.
Across multiple categories. They were nominated multiple ones.
Well, his statement actually was, I got it here. The original statement was, innovation had no chance this year.
Yeah, that was
what information? What makes you think that? I don't. What? That was the narrative going into the Game of the Year awards. Innovation has no chance this year, guys. Yeah, we all agree with that opinion. Good thought. What? Stray was fucking nominated.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should. Any other thing else we need to talk about this week? I think we covered most of the topics I had on the list. Anything other moments from your watching of the nonsense this week? I talked about on the call-in show about my favorite moment from the week was when DSP was talking about how fucking Avatar was going to lose money while that fucking Pokemon he has was shaking its ass right in front of the screen, and Phil's doing like business side Phil. Like, oh God, Avatar needs to make almost the fourth most money of any movie ever to become profitable. And his little Samba Pokemon is shaking his ass right on the screen. It's so fucking good. It's on my Twitter if you hadn't seen it. It's so fucking good. That was my favorite moment though. But anything else to mention from the week, guys? Either one is fine. I guess I'll go Steve first.
We did have a moment where he mentioned how Black Lives Matter ruined Seattle.
Oh yes, great thing to bring that up. So you go through this.
Basically, he said that like Black Lives Matter was an important movement, but some people took advantage of it to start rioting and looting, and as a result of that, crime in Seattle has gone up. And so he can't go anywhere touristy. He doesn't know if anywhere's safe because people are robbing and looting, and people are stealing catalytic converters from cars, and it's like you're either watching Fox News or your parents are watching Fox News and they're talking to you when you do your weekly call, and you're getting it that way because they were like real proper, right-wing Fox News talking points.
It's that or Twitter, right? The Twitter bias coming through on his Twitter feed. You know what I mean? Like, if you see those pictures, you might think that's true. Like, oh my God, Seattle just it's martial law over there. Just do whatever the fuck you want. You want Ka-ching Burger? Just steal that shit. Shoot up right in Burger King. Who gives a shit? That's what he thinks is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just an excuse so he doesn't leave his fucking house. Let's get real. You know what I mean? That's his excuse now for not having to live life. Oh God.
It's too bad. I mean, he doesn't leave the house, and so many of his problems, from stuff like that to not being able to pronounce panettone correctly, they all stem from not socializing. It's wild how much this keeps coming back.
The staycations are dead now. Thanks to Black Lives Matter. Thanks, guys. You ruined his staycations. Any
It's
chance for
the
staycations
mayor,
done.
the mayor stepped down. The chief of police has stepped down. It's like, are you thinking of Gotham?
Yeah.
God, people are just escaping from the prisons all over the place. We got a guy in a penguin suit. We got a Joker guy. It's going nuts. There's a shark dude.
Did BLM take over the zoo?
Like the Ninja Turtles. You got Rocksteady and Bebop running the streets and Phil's mind. Fuck, I saw a rhino with guns. It was tough. You play too many games when that happens, you know? You just played too many games, dude.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh, that was another one because I was round at a mate, so we played the Turtles, beat them up recently, and it's like when he was playing the classic collection. Once again, we had a save state. Oh, fuck this game, save state. Fuck this game, save state. Fuck this game, save state. Over and over again, and it was really frustrating because it's the NES one specifically.
Yeah.
Oh God,
yeah, I struggled with that as a child. You can fuck off with your save states.
I remember that on the. I'm sure I had that on like the Commodore 64 or the Amiga or something like. Yeah. Really hard game.
Brokeback Bebop. Yeah. So, anyways, I know there's some areas of let's be real. There's areas in a lot of cities that are bad. Everywhere around the fucking world. But it's not like you can't go to the fucking Seattle Needle without getting, bringing your gear, like you're going to Gears of War or something. You know what I'm saying, guys? Let's get real. You know what I'm saying? DSP is making any excuse to not leave that fucking house, just order DoorDash more. Let's get real, Yeah. He thinks the DoorDash people need to have like armored cars to come to his house, That's how
Space Needle is one of Seattle's greatest tourist locations. Yeah. However, visitors are advised to wear Kevlar armor.
And Kat has never seen that shit. She's been in Seattle. She doesn't know it. Where has she seen? Costco? Drug-riddled Burger King? Sushi restaurant that's closed most of the week. Probably boarded up by now. What else has she seen? That's it. And remember she had to do lookout. Remember there's a sound or something? Please remind me of this. Remember we talked about it on the show when Phil was saying something like she has to watch Lookout, like see what's out there. Remember that story? Fuck, I wish I could remember it. It's funnier than that, but anyways.
I remember him having to take her to work. He had to on Black Friday. He had to escort her to work.
Yeah, escort her to work. Black Friday's too
Lord
nuts.
forbid, like she meet somebody and talk to them, or like walk past a member of the public. I still don't know.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Good comment. Keep going though. Good comment.
Yeah.
Good comment. Manticore Phoenix. Witness me. Goes to the mailbox. Where am I looting? You still haven't told me. You guys are awesome.
Looking at his Warzone performance, Phil wouldn't make it to Costco.
Yeah, lucky he makes it there. You got the paper plates for armor. He puts it around his car. That's his armor. Only armor he can afford, guys. Is paper plates
balls
and
over the hubcap.
Okay. Anyways,
covered a lot.
Yeah, we covered a lot. I do think we ought to end there. Just to remind everyone that wasn't here, next weekend is going to be our 2,000 subscriber special quiz show style game. It's going to happen in one way or another this week at this time. Hopefully Meerkat's back for us for that one for sure. We're going to have the call-in show on Phil's day off this week, so stay tuned for that. And then the 22nd, mark your calendars, Christmas special with Dark Seed of Phil, premiering a new video, a Christmas-style video coming out hot there. That should be a lot of fun. And also, guys, I don't want to build up too much, but I'm in talks with the biggest guest we would ever have on the show. No, it's not Tevin. No, it's not, Barack Obama. No, it's not Joe Rogan, but it's someone fucking pretty huge. It'll be awesome if it comes together. Working on that as our end of the year special. So there's a little hype for you there. Let's get to it. Last words, please. Cerebral style, mental style, logical style host, Steve. Final words. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but it's also not Liana or John Rambo. But it's someone cool. It's someone really cool. It's just,
yes, true. Good. Thank you for saying that.
Liana's not replying to my DMs anymore.
No. It's not Kat either, but I wish it was. It's not Derek either. It's
amazing.
It's not Derek. It's not gonna happen, guys. It's not gonna happen. With that said, I'll throw it
to have like the Catch a Predator style Injustice people for when we get Derek on the show.
Oh yeah, next week the game show we're gonna play sock golf in our bedrooms, like Derek's video. You ever seen that, guys? Just kidding. That was a joke. Oh yeah. You don't want to get down that rabbit hole. There's a video of
No,
Derek
I'm down
playing sock golf in his room. But that's it. We're gonna stop talking about that. It's not Derek. Drop the Derek. We have a containment zone for Derek. It's not here. Sam, send us out of here, and you do have to do the bubble blow. They've earned it. It's kind of silly thing we do. We have to do it. It's so fucking silly. It's like whatever, but we're still gonna do it. So whatever. But Sam, take us home.
Because we didn't get Sam's day off, innit?
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects it.
To the one and only, the big cat, the fat cat. Big ups.
I first saw you in Burger King. You took 2 seats, cause that ass is way too big. Had a boyfriend, I realized, but you told him lies with your raccoon eyes. The DoorDash is here. Wipe away your tears. Got you extra fries, and they taste just right. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Devin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Devin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Take you power walking on the beach, feasting on some sushi like you were the queen. Let me run some errands while you sleep. I can watch you play Skyrim all day this week. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Devin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Devin made you cry with those raccoon eyes.
In reality, like I tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me and a family, Jasper, and you know the things we get to do together. You know, I definitely want more time with them and more family time. But I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously, all those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. It was, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos.